What if your biggest dream felt invisible at home? When the partner you trust most turns away in your moment of need, will you give up or find hope when it matters most? Would you give up or keep fighting? The clock on the wall ticks softly as I scribble another idea in my old, dog-eared notebook. The kitchen table is scattered with colored pencils, sticky notes, half-finished lists, signs of something big building inside me, even if nobody else sees it. Aaron sits at his end of the table, back hunched over the laptop, the glow from his screen lighting up tired eyes. He doesn't see me watching him. He flips through bills, lets out a heavy sigh. I tap my pen against the notebook, nerves twisting in my stomach. Hey, can I show you something? He doesn't look up right away. Can it wait? I've got to finish these payments before midnight. A second of hope slips. It'll just take a minute, I try, pushing the notebook closer. He glances, barely a flicker, then returns to his spreadsheet. Is that for school? No, it's for something I want to start. I have this idea for a children's bookstore. Not just books, story times, craft days, maybe a little cafe corner. There's nothing like it in town. He clicks his mouse, words tumbling out distracted. Sounds nice, babe, but you know how tight things are this year. I nod, though my heart stings. Yeah, I know. Aaron rubs his forehead. Just maybe hold on to it for a little while. The page beneath my hand crinkles. I try to smile. Sure. He pulls at the pile of envelopes, eyes tracking numbers, not noticing how my shoulders sink. After bedtime, the house is quiet. I curl up on the couch with my notebook open on my knees. My fingers trace all the doodles, books stacked in towers, names for the shop, tomorrow's to-do. Some pages are messy. Some are hope on paper. Mia's footsteps patter down the hall. She peeks in, bedtime bear tucked under her chin. Mommy, are you writing another story? I smile, voice small but warm. Sort of. It's not a story, really. More like a plan for something big. She clambers onto the couch, eyes shining. Can I help name it? I grin. Of course. She studies my messy letters. What about Mia's magical books? That's pretty good. I laugh, writing it in the margin. She hugs me, soft and sleepy. You're good at making things up, Mom. I hug her back, heart bittersweet. Thanks, Bug. That means a lot. Once she's asleep, I go back to my notes. I list out costs, dream up launch day, picture kids curled up with stories the way I did as a girl. My chest feels lighter, even though the rest of me is heavy. Later, I wander to the kitchen. Aaron's still at the table, paying bills by lamplight. The air is cool. Our worlds feel side by side, not quite touching. He glances up as I walk in. Long night? Yeah, I say. Just thinking. He slides the checkbook aside, rubs his temple. Sorry I'm snappy. There's just a lot coming due. I know, I whisper. He reaches out, touching my arm. You're always dreaming up something, huh? A spark, small as it is, flickers in me. I guess so. His phone buzzes, pulling him back under. The glow on his face is blue and distant. I put my notebook away, tucking it between cookbooks where only I will see it. My fingers linger on the dog-eared cover, soft, faded, but still holding every dream I've ever had. The kitchen grows quiet. Aaron's voice drifts back now and then, mumbling numbers, distractions piling up like dishes in the sink. I linger for a moment before heading upstairs, catching a last look at the notebook on the shelf. It feels like a secret, like maybe someday someone will see it for what it is. Hope. I slide beneath the covers, listening to the house settle. The numbers from Aaron's world and the stories from mine drift in the half-dark. The distance is real and growing. Still, as I close my eyes, I repeat one thing to myself. Soft, stubborn, and true. Dreams don't just go away. They wait. Quiet, patient, hopeful, just like I do. The sound of papers shuffling fills the kitchen as I lay out new sketches on the counter. Simple logo drafts, name ideas, painted little hearts inside open books. I pick the one I love most and slide it to the front, hoping he'll notice. Aaron walks in, late again, sets down Mia's folder, and opens the fridge without looking. "Hey," I say lightly. "I made a few versions of the bookstore name. Wanna see?" He peeks over, but keeps pouring his iced tea. "Oh, cute. That's the one with the teacups and story clouds, right?" I nod, heart hopeful. "Yeah, I was thinking if I use soft pastels, it might make the space feel more welcoming, cozy." Aaron nods slowly, already halfway through his email again. "Sure, but babe, have we talked about something like this actually works? Like financially?" The sting lands in my chest, but I keep my voice calm. "Yeah, but I'm still planning. I haven't jumped into anything. I just wanted to share where my head's at." He scrolls his phone. "Well, if you're serious, we'll probably need to pull back on Mia's math tutor or pause family savings for a while." I pause, unsure what to say. "Doesn't mean don't dream," he adds, eyes still on his screen. "Just stuff to keep in mind." He walks out of the kitchen, and the sketches flutter slightly under the fan. I gather them, slower than before, folding the top one and sliding it back into my bag. I want to believe he cares. I want to believe he hears me. But part of me wonders if he's just tuning it all out. The next day, I met Brianna at the little cafe near the park. She spots the folder before I even sit down. "Oh my gosh," she says, flipping through it. "These are amazing, Care. I love this one, with the watercolor kid sitting under the tree." I smile, soft gratitude filling my chest. "That one's my favorite too." Brianna sips her drink. "Please tell me you're moving forward with this. These ideas are ready." I hesitate. I want to. I really do. But Aaron's not totally on board. She frowns. Still, he says things like, "maybe later," and "put it on hold." Makes it feel like I'm being irresponsible just for trying. Brianna leans in, warmer now. "You're not irresponsible. You're passionate and brave." I try to laugh. "I don't feel brave." She squeezes my hand. "Your grandma would be cheering so loud right now." That makes the breath catch in my throat, because it's true. Mini flashback. I'm 8 years old, curled next to my grandmother in the corner of the town library. Her voice, soft and full of magic. She read every line with heart, every story like it mattered. She held my hand after each chapter and told me, "The world needs more people like you, people who pass on stories." I believed her then. Some part of me still does. And flashback. Back at home, the sketches are gone from the counter. I tuck them into a drawer before dinner. Mia eats slowly at the table, flipping through vocabulary flashcards. Aaron grabs his laptop. "Did you call Mrs. Rubin about Mia's tutoring schedule?" I nod. "Yeah, we're still confirmed for Thursdays." He hums, without looking up. I open my mouth. Close it. Try again. Saw another shop space downtown. It's next to the plant nursery I love. He glances up. "Empty one?" "Yeah. Big windows. Good parking. Would be perfect." He flips the laptop closed. "Storefront rent in that area's high. I mean, just saying." I go quiet. Mia breaks the air. "If you had a bookstore, could I help write signs?" Aaron smiles at her. "Sure, kiddo. Mommy makes the best signs." Then he taps his foot, deep back into his thoughts. I tuck her flashcards into a rubber band, nodding without speaking. The topic changed. Just like that. Have you ever wanted something so much and felt alone in it? How did you keep going? That night, I sit in bed beside him, book in my lap, a folded flyer from the storefront tucked between the pages. Aaron scrolls through the news. I want to show him the flyer. Ask again, tell him I'm serious, but I don't. Not tonight. The silence in the room isn't angry, but it's full, like something's being held. And the more I feel it, the further away this dream starts to feel. The flyer stays folded, and my notebook stays closed at my side. Rain taps steady against the kitchen window as I stir my coffee in the corner. Phone screen glowing, unread email open. My eyes catch the words I didn't want to see. Thank you for your application. We regret to inform you that's all I need. No, I whisper to myself, heart sinking. Not yet, not like this. Aaron walks in, tie half knotted, toast in hand, shuffling, papers and mumbling about traffic. Hey, I say softly, trying to steady my voice. The grant I applied for, they passed. He pauses, brow tightening. That fast? I nod. They said my proposal wasn't detailed enough, that they had too many this year. Aaron shrugs, reaching for his coat. Well, that's tough care, but maybe it's for the best right now. I stare at him for a second. For the best? He glances at his watch. I mean, we can't really afford another thing not to work, you know? Might save you some hurt pride. My throat tightens. It wasn't just about pride, Aaron. He softens his tone, puts a hand on my shoulder. I'm not saying you're not talented. You are. I just think, maybe slow down. Focus on what's in front of us. What's in front of me? A chipped ceramic mug that says, "Make it happen," in faded gold letters. That mug's older than Mia. A birthday gift from a friend who believed in this dream before anyone else even knew it existed. Aaron rushes out, car keys jingling. Love you, he calls behind him. I say it back, but it comes out thin. Later, I scrub the counter harder than I need to. I fold clothes, log grades, pack Mia's lunch, smile in every school meeting. I keep going, but every "How are you?" feels heavier now. I answer with a nod, a short "good." A smile that doesn't reach my eyes. After dinner, Mia watches me closely, spoon swirling in her cereal bowl. She tilts her head. Mom? Yeah, baby? You look tired in your face. I laugh softly, ruffling her curls. I'm just thinking. She taps her spoon. Are you sad? Because of the bookstore? I pause. A little, I admit. It's hard when something you care about doesn't work out. Mia stands up and hugs me, right there in the kitchen. Arms small, but strong. You're still really good at books and dreaming stuff up. I hug her tighter than she expects. Thank you, Mia. She pulls back, proud. Grandma always said you had the best stories. I nod, my eyes stinging. She did. That night, after she's asleep, I sit by myself in the dark living room. The Make It Happen mug sits on the shelf. A chip at one corner. Still whole, still here, just like me. Still here, but not shining the same. The next morning, after a long day at school, I drive through downtown. The sky is clear now, pavement drying up, but the ache inside my chest hasn't moved. As I stop at a red light near the square, my eyes catch a new sight. A property window near the coffee shop where I once sat sketching floor plans. A white paper taped to the glass, it reads, "For lease, inquire inside." My heart skips so hard, it hurts. It's the exact space I dreamed of. High front windows, wooden floors, the perfect nook for a children's reading corner. I can see it, almost too clear, like it's already real. But I grip the steering wheel tighter. My hands feel cold. Do I take this as a sign, or one more heartbreak waiting to happen. My foot hovers over the gas as the light turns green. Part of me wants to turn. Get out. Take one step. The other part says, don't do this again. Not if you're doing it alone. Do I keep chasing a dream that keeps falling flat? Or do I trust that sometimes the biggest dreams aren't easy? And that doesn't mean they aren't worth it? Have you ever chased something you loved, even when no one else believed in it? What kept you going? I drive on, but in the rearview mirror, the building doesn't disappear. It stays, waiting. So does my dream. No matter how much I try to let it go, it just doesn't. And deep down, I know why. Because it still matters, even now. Plates clink softly as we settle in for dinner. Mia chatters about her science project, spaghetti twirling on her fork. I offer a tired smile, nodding along, doing my best to be present. Aaron passes the parmesan. You know, he says, with a shrug. Maybe it's a good thing you didn't get that grant. I stop, fork halfway to my mouth. What? He takes a sip from his glass, casual. I'm just saying, some dreams are fun, but not always realistic, especially with how things are now. Mia chews slower. My hands tighten under the table. He continues, still not looking at me. I mean, starting a business? It's risky. Not sure if now's the time for pipe dreams. Pipe dreams. The words hit hard. I set my fork down. Did you just say that? Out loud? Aaron looks up, confused. What? I'm not trying to be mean, but it's too late. My heart's already pounding. Do you know how hard I've worked on this? My voice shakes. Those pipe dreams are the only thing keeping me going some days. He frowns. Caroline, I wasn't attacking you. No, I cut in, voice cracking. You never really supported it. Not once. You smile and nod and change the subject. I've been writing in that notebook for years, dreaming of something that matters to me. And you never even ask what's inside. Mia's eyes widened. Mom, I take a breath and soften my tone. It's okay, honey. Everything's fine. She doesn't look convinced. Aaron runs a hand through his hair. Look, I just don't want to see you hurt or waste energy. We've got bills, college someday, real things to handle. I press my lips together, fresh tears stinging. Right, and I guess I'm not one of those real things. He goes quiet. Mia stares down at her plate. The tension is too thick now, like we all forgot how to breathe. Later that night, after Mia's story time and her quiet, hopeful question, "Are you and Dad okay?" I message Brianna. She replies in 5 seconds flat, "Meet me." We sit in my car outside her building, the heater humming soft. I stare at the steering wheel. Words are harder tonight. I think I finally hit the wall, I say. She passes me, a pack of tissues. What happened? I tell her everything, word for word. The shrug at the table, the phrase, pipe dream, the look in Mia's eyes, the feeling in my chest when Aaron said all the things I always feared he thought. Brianna doesn't interrupt. She just listens, her hand resting gently on mine. I feel like I'm disappearing, I whisper, like I'm only allowed to dream if it costs nothing. She's quiet for a moment, then says, "Do you know how many women I know who gave everything up for everyone else? And now wonder what they lost?" I blink slowly. My aunt gave up med school. My sister shelved pilot training. All of it for someone who said, "Not now." She looks at me. "But you've got the fire, Care. You're allowed to want this. And that doesn't make you selfish. It makes you alive." A lump forms in my throat. I'm just so tired of feeling like it doesn't matter. "Well, guess what?" Brianna says. "It does, even if you're the only one who believes it for now." I look out the windshield. The rains come back, soft and steady. Mini flashback. Years ago, I sat with my mom in her little basement studio, watching her stare at an unfinished painting. She touched the canvas and sighed. There was a time I wanted to do this full time, but after you came, it didn't seem possible. She smiled at me, but her eyes looked far away. She never picked that brush up again. I remember thinking, I never want to say what if. Not about something that lives in my bones. In flashback, back at home, I crawl into bed. Aaron's already asleep, or at least pretending. His back is turned. I don't speak. Instead, I reach over to my nightstand and pull my old notebook close. I hug it to my chest like it's the only solid thing left right now. Softly, under the sheets, I whisper, "Is this still worth it?" I don't know, but I close my eyes, holding it tightly anyway. Would you fight for your dream if the person you loved most didn't believe in you? Or would you let it go to keep the peace? The wind rattles the windows as I press leave event on my phone. The business networking invite disappears from my calendar. For a split second, I feel lighter. Then the familiar ache tumbles back in. I swipe through my Pinterest boards full of bookstore colors and reading nook ideas. Finger hovering. One by one, I hit delete. I shut the laptop, stack it neatly, and reach for my old notebook. The pages are soft, edges bent, filled with doodles and dreams. My pen pauses over the cover, but I don't flip it open. Instead, I stand, stretch onto my toes, and slip the notebook onto the highest shelf above the fridge. Far from reach, far from hope. The days start to blend together. School bells, lesson plans, dinners reheated from the night before. I catch myself saying, maybe someday, to things I once said, yes soon, about. When Aaron talks about saving for the future and being realistic, I nod along now. There's nothing left to argue. My words are packed away with those plans. Mia draws at the table, crayons scattered. She holds up a bright picture. Big windows, rows of books, kids crowded around a smiling woman with curly hair. That's you, Mom, reading stories to everyone. You look really happy in it. I smile. Try to hold it for her sake. It's beautiful, Mia. I love it. But something wobbles inside me. I look away, brushing her hair behind her ear. You make every picture shine, don't you? Aaron comes in, glancing at the fridge where the notebook used to sit. His eyes flick to the shelf, then back to me. He doesn't comment. He just fixes himself a sandwich and stands in the kitchen. Awkward. The silence between us is bigger these days, almost as wide as our dreams used to be. Later, folding laundry, I catch my reflection in the hallway mirror. There's a new tiredness there. Soft, but deep. Even Aaron notices moments of it now. You doing okay? He asks, not quite meeting my eyes. I'm fine, I murmur, folding shirts, tucking them in neat piles. Just tired, that's all. He frowns. Maybe you should take a break this weekend. Sleep in, catch up with Brianna. Maybe, I say, but I know I won't. Night falls, bringing a heavy rain. Thunder shakes the windows as I finish grading papers in the kitchen. Dishes rattle in the sink, lights flicker with a storm. The house feels enormous and empty all at once. I stand at the counter, eyes drawn to the shelf where my notebook sits. Closed, forgotten by everyone but me. I reach for it once, hand halfway up, then let it fall. Not tonight. Maybe not ever again. I cradle a mug in my hands, the steam barely warming my fingers. All I want is to believe there's still something left of that dream. But I can't find it tonight. Raindrops run down the glass. The dark wraps around the kitchen. The only sound is the storm and the quiet inside my chest. How do you know when a dream is truly over? Maybe it's when the notebook stays closed and the shelf gathers dust. Or maybe it's just when you stop fighting to open it again. I stare into the darkness, searching for an answer that, for now, refuses to come. It's Saturday morning, and the house is still. Dull light drifts through the curtains. Mia's coloring in the living room, and Caroline's out getting groceries. Aaron, half distracted, looks for tape in the drawer near the hallway closet when an old shoebox falls out onto the floor, letting loose a flood of loose envelopes and drawings, birthday cards, folded stories, crayon-covered memories. He sits on the couch, picks one up. To the best storyteller in the world. Love, Mia. Inside is a short poem Carolyn wrote about their daughter, pretending to be a knight. Funny, silly, beautiful. Another one follows. A little bedtime tale about a dragon who loved library books more than treasure. Aaron reads through 5 of them before he stops. His throat tightens. His fingers rest on one page too long. Every line Caroline ever wrote was full of love, and somewhere along the way, he stopped reading between them. He steps outside to clear his head. Wind stirs the trees as he pulls out his phone and calls someone he hadn't talked to in weeks. "Hey, Uncle Dean, you got a minute?" An hour later, Aaron's nursing a cup of lukewarm coffee across from his uncle, who's wiping grease off his hands with an old shop towel. "I always admired Caroline's heart," Dean says, leaning on the workbench. "You know that?" Aaron nods. "She's amazing." "So what happened?" Aaron exhales. "I stopped listening. I thought being practical meant keeping her grounded, but I think I just kept her stuck." Dean raises an eyebrow. "There's a line between cautious and careless. When you love someone, ignoring their dream starts to feel like both." Aaron's quiet. "I don't want her to think she has to shrink just to make me feel safe." Dean sips from his chipped mug. "Then show her you get it now. Fix what's still fixable." Back home, Mia's reading on the rug. Aaron grabs his jacket and keys. "Heading out for a bit, kiddo. Be back soon." She nods. "Can we have pancakes for dinner?" "Deal." He smiles. That evening, Carolyn walks in with one grocery bag still in hand and stops at the sight of a small scene on the dining table. Candles lit low and soft, 2 notebooks open, fresh pencils, and a little wrapped box in the middle. Aaron peeks around the corner. "Business night in." She blinks. "What?" He walks over slowly. "I found your stories. The ones you used to write with Mia. The ones that made me remember who you are, and what I've almost let fade." He gestures toward the table. "I want to help you try, care. Not just say it. Do it." Her voice catches. "Aaron, I messed up," he says softly. "You deserved more than quiet nods, and maybe later. You needed belief, and I'm sorry I didn't give it when you needed it most." Carolyn's eyes fill. "You really mean that?" He slides the tiny box toward her. She opens it. Inside is a sleek pen, gold at the tip. Engraved are 2 words, "Dream big." It's just a pen, but it might as well be 1,000 fireworks. She puts her hand over her mouth. "Aaron." He picks up her old notebook from the shelf, dust wiped clean, and sets it gently beside the pen. "You ready to start again?" he asks. She nods, tears slipping down in quiet gratitude. "Yes, I really am." They sit down side by side, open the book, sketch out colors, talk about names, laugh, plan, breathe, this time together. Has someone's encouragement ever changed your entire outlook, even at the last moment? Tell us how it happened in the comments. That night, Carolyn tucks Mia into bed. Her daughter beams. Pancake night and notebooks. Best day ever. Carolyn kisses her forehead. It really is. Downstairs, her notebook lies open again. The Dream Big pen rests on top, uncapped, full of hope. And the room feels different now. Warm, alive, like something beautiful has just begun. The days start getting brighter. The kitchen wall, once blank and quiet, is now alive with dozens of colorful post-it notes. Some read, "Yes, we can," and others are little sketches, open books, grinning stick figures, a golden star by the word "Open Soon." It feels like a team huddle for the whole house. Right there, above the coffee pot, Caroline sits with Aaron at the table, calculators out, notebooks spread wide. They sip coffee and puzzle through numbers, crossing out what won't work and circling what could. Aaron chews on his pencil, grins. "So, if we skip fancy shelves and go with reused displays, that gets us under budget for startup. What do you think, Mia?" Mia leans over Caroline's shoulder, pointing at a doodle. "We could use bean bags for the kids' corner. And can we have a mural of a dragon reading funny books?" Caroline laughs. "You might just be our lead decorator." Mia beams. "I'm making a list." Brianna said stickers make everything better. Paper rustles as Aaron slides over a folder with storefront photos. "Saw 3 places this week. There's one by the bakery and another near the park. The rent by the park is cheaper, but the bakery spot has more foot traffic." Caroline studies the pictures, circling window space. "We could put story time posters up, maybe have Saturday readings in the window." Aaron nods. Finally, as excited as she is, there are setbacks. The bank is slow with pre-approval, and a few family members raise eyebrows at family dinner. "A bookstore. Is that really steady?" Uncle Mike remarks, sipping his coffee. "People just shop online now." Brianna delivers a cupcake to Caroline, whispering, "Don't you dare let him get in your head. The world still needs stories." Aaron squeezes Caroline's hand under the table, steady and warm. Each night, as the house settles, Caroline and Aaron work through more details. "How will you cover shifts?" he asks. "If I can watch Mia on weekends, does that help?" She nods. "You know, I think we're going to get this right." They laugh over their old fights, remembering the notebook hidden on a shelf, the hurtful word "pipe dream," the quiet between them. Aaron finally says, "I was scared at first. Scared you'd get hurt, but I never want to be the wall that keeps you out." Caroline blinks hard, smiles. "All I ever needed was for you to try with me." A week later, the business plan is finished. More spreadsheets, a pitch video recorded in the living room, Mia holding up a handmade "Welcome Readers" sign in the background. They click "Submit" on the community grant, holding their breath. Brianna brings over a whole box of cupcakes to celebrate. "Every great shop starts with buttercream," she declares, hugging Caroline tight. Even Aaron ducks in for a messy, sugar-frosted hug as Mia runs circles around them with her mural sketches. As spring flowers pop up outside, Post-its fill the kitchen. Every new idea, every joke, every "we got this" sticks to the wall. Mia colors a dragon reading a stack of books for the kids' corner. Aaron adds a doodle of a $sign with a happy face. Caroline posts a quote from her old library days. "Once upon a time starts today." Soon, skeptical relatives start to soften. Aunt Gloria shows up with a bag of old children's books, promising, "For your opening day, honey. I always knew you'd pull this off." Aaron and Caroline high-five in the middle of grocery shopping, grinning like kids. The waiting is slow. Emails checked over and over. Each morning, Caroline peeks at the mailbox, heartbeat in her throat. Then, finally, a big brown envelope. The grant program logo sits right on top. Caroline tears it open, barely reading as she starts to shout, "Aaron! Mia! They picked us! We got it! We really got it!" Mia yells, rushing down the hallway, waving her dragon mural. Aaron sweeps Caroline into a hug and spins her around. The kitchen, Post-its, cupcakes, sketches and all, is full of real, honest joy. For the first time, the dream is bigger than just one person. It's theirs. The "Yes, we can" notes flutter as the door opens and neighbors peek in, drawn by laughter. Caroline, breathless and smiling, clutches the letter to her chest. Mia's drawings go up, front and center, windows glowing with hope. This isn't just paperwork or promises now. It's chance and trust and proof that starting again together can change everything. Caroline glances around her kitchen, her family close, her dreams in reach, and she feels lighter than she has in years. The next story is about to begin. The lights are warm and soft across the front windows, where paper banners flutter gently with the words, "Grand Opening." Welcome in. Caroline stands behind the register, heart full, cheeks sore from smiling. Families drift through the aisles, kids curled on beanbags with picture books, neighbors sipping cider and laughing. Shelves once empty now hold stories. Her stories. Stories she chose, touched, believed in. Near the kids' corner, Mia twirls with two other children in paper crowns. Above them, her dragon mural stretches wide, the famous dragon mid-roar, reading a book upside down. Aaron clinks his glass gently with a spoon and raises it to the small crowd gathered around the reading rug. Before Caroline yells at me for making a speech, he starts, smiling. I want to say something honest. Caroline meets his eyes, heart quiet under the noise. He clears his throat. I almost let fear stop this. I shut her down. I said no before I even listened. And that's something I'll always wish I handled better. The room stills, people leaning closer. But Caroline didn't walk away. She taught me that dreams are not just hobbies. Sometimes they're the way we come alive again. And tonight, well, I've never been more proud to be wrong. Laughter breaks through. A soft round of applause grows. She made this happen, and I'm just lucky enough to help her carry it. He raises his glass to fresh starts and great books, and the people who keep believing even when it's hard. Cheers scatter like light. Caroline's throat tightens as she leans in to hug him. Later, after the cake is cut and the last story time ends, she steps toward a small glass case near the front counter. Inside sits her old, dog-eared notebook, cover faded, corners bent. A little label reads, "Where It All Began." Next to it, gleaming under the light, rests the gold-tipped pen Aaron bought her. The words, "Dream Big," still etched across the side. Some dreams take years. Some start with small sketches or late-night cups of tea. Some nearly don't survive the first no. But this one, this dream, bloomed because she didn't quit and because someone finally said, "I believe in you." What's the bravest thing you've ever chased, even when it felt impossible? Who made the biggest difference for you? Share your story below. We'd love to hear how you found your way. As the party winds down and neighbors wave their goodbyes, Caroline turns the lights down, low. Mia clutches a new chapter book in her arms. Aaron wraps an arm around her shoulders, their footsteps echoing on the wooden floor. Caroline locks the door. She looks back one final time at the store and smiles because hope, once revived, always finds a way. If you've ever chased a dream that felt impossible, or if someone's encouragement helped you when you wanted to give up, share your experience in the comments. Who supported you, and what difference did it make? Tag a friend or loved one who needs this message today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true stories about courage, hope, and second chances. Remember, Believing in each other can change everything. Your voice, your dream, your story, all of it matters.